Have you ever wondered how to use your time as effectively as possible to go pro in Fortnite? Well, today I'm going to be showing you exactly that, so without further ado, like, subscribe and let's get right into it. Now, when you only have 1 hour to play, you can't really do much, but you can still improve a lot if you're doing the right things. We start off this routine by doing 20 minutes of mechanics training. We're going to do this mechanics training in Raiders version 3 mechanics training map, as it is by far the best map that is released for mechanics training. And yes, it is much better than the V4, because it's much bigger and offers much more functionality. We're going to start off this routine by free building, and you want to do this for about 5 minutes, and this is just meant for you to warm up your hands so we can do more complicated stuff. After that we go to L Tower Infinite, and you want to do this for about 3 minutes. You want to go from slower to faster while keeping this consistency. This is all about your consistency. This is going to help you a lot with speed and consistency of your edits. After that you want to head over to the editing while moving tab, and this is really good if you want to improve your consistency on edits from all angles. Do this for about 5 minutes. This is really important. After that you need to go and do the piece control with bots. And now this is really important because it practices combinations of all these edits and just practices your cross replacement, you being consistent, and a lot more good stuff that you definitely want to see in your game. As you might have noticed, I haven't said anything about real game, and this is completely intentional, and it is because when you only have 1 hour to play, then you don't really have time to play real games, because a ranked game is 30 minutes and it's going to offer you 5 fights, maybe 10 if you're W keying fully, but that is not good if you only have 1 hour to play. So if you only have 1 hour to play, focus on playing creative and mastering it as much as you can. The best way to practice fighting is by far zone wars, and if you aren't convinced yet, just take a look at every pro stream when they're playing creative. It's always zone wars. Try to find opponents that are better than you and play them until you can beat them consistently. Playing 2v2s, 3v3s or 4v4s would be much better, but if you only have 1 hour to play, then I imagine you don't have many people or a duo to play with, so it's going to be much harder to find these matches. Another really big thing about Fortnite is your aim, and unfortunately when you only have 1 hour, you can't really practice your aim to be perfect, but you can still do a lot. With just 10 minutes of aim practice, your aim is going to become much better and it's going to help you a lot more in your games when you find more time to play the game. So for this aim routine, you should either do aim duos for 10 minutes. You can find people to aim duo in either Noble, Elite, or if you're NA, you can do Manu scrims, NA Open, Vital scrims, or whatever comes to mind. You can even use the official Fortnite server. For MA, you can do Vital MA, whatever are the big servers in your region. Find someone to aim duo and it's going to help you a lot. And if you're on keyboard and mouse, you can also try to play Kovacs, as this is going to help you a lot when it comes down to your aim, as it allows you to see your progress compared to other players, as they have dynamic leaderboards, and also it allows you to practice every single scenario, as you can just make custom scenarios. So unfortunately Kovacs does not support aim assist, so if you're on controller, just stick to aim duos. With 2 hours you can step up your fighting abilities much faster than in 1 hour, but you still don't have enough time to practice in-game or play tourneys. So if you have 2 hours a day, you should try to perfect your fighting as much as possible so you have good fundamentals when you find more time, so you can start playing competitive. Begin by warming up and practicing your mechanics in Raiders Mechanics V3 map. The routine here is the same as the routine in the 1 hour part. When it comes to your aim, things change. If you have 2 hours to play, you should spend at least 30 minutes aim training. But casual, why train your aim more than your mechanics? Shut up nerd, let me explain. Your aim is much more important than fighting. You need consistent mechanics, but you don't need to be able to spam quad edits everywhere. After that, spend half of your remaining time playing zone wars, preferably 2v2s, 3v3s or 4v4s, as it requires you to focus on more stuff and is more useful for your awareness. By this point you should have around 40 minutes left. I want you to split your time and play 1v1 box fights or realistics, as this is going to help you a lot when it comes to winning your individual 1v1s. Focus on doing everything to win and not giving up, and forget the word cringe, because as you'll see when you start comp, nothing is cringe and everyone plays passionate. 3 hours is when you can actually start practicing outside of creative. If you have 3 hours to play a day, you should still do the mechanics routine from hour 1 and the aim routine from 2 hours, because aim and mechanics are the most universal fundamentals and are important absolutely everywhere. After you're done with these routines, you need to decide what you're going to do with the next 2 hours, and I want you to listen very closely, because that's where most people make the biggest blunder in their Fortnite career. If you make the right choice, that will save you hundreds, no thousands of hours of aimless grinding, and I'm here to help you with exactly that. Ask yourself the question, am I a good fighter? Am I a good enough fighter? A simple question that solves a lot of problems. If you say yes, then I want you to completely leave creative after your warm-up. At the start of your journey, play ranked in the remaining time and write down why you died. Focus on fixing that in the following game and you'll see huge improvement in your overall game sense and fighting abilities. When ranked gets too easy, play solo scrims. Now notice I'm saying solo scrims. I won't be covering how to play endgames because there are plenty of tutorials on YouTube and I don't want to post a 1 hour long video. But anyways, master your solos before starting duos. Of course, you should still play the duo cups, but your main focus should be the solo victory cups. Try to do as well as you can in them. A quick tip would be to make goals such as squadding or getting, let's say, top 500 in one of them. That way you will be motivated and you have something to work towards. 45 hours. I count this the ideal commitment time, as with the right mindset and practice you can easily go pro playing 4 to 5 hours a day. The routines you want to be doing are the exact same as the 3 hours a day ones, with the difference that you have way more time to actually practice fighting or scrims. With 5 hours a day, you should definitely consider using the last 30 minutes of your time to watch review your scrim sessions or even some of your fights and see what you did wrong in them. Write it down and think about it when not playing. That way your brain will remember not to do it again and eventually you'll stop doing these mistakes. If you have over 6 hours a day, then you don't really need to do any choices such as the choices you had to do if you had 3 hours a day, because you have enough time to efficiently practice both your creative fighting and your endgames. Do the same routines mentioned in the 3 hours part, but instead of choosing to either practice your fighting or endgames, practice both. I'd say that in Fortnite your fighting to game winning abilities are 30 to 70 ratio when it comes to importance. So spend 30% of your time practicing fighting and 70% of your time practicing scrims, ranked, and other stuff that require you to actually win the game. After that, spend half of your remaining time playing zone wars, preferably 2v2, 3v3 or 4v4, as it requires you to focus on more stuff and is much more useful for your awareness. If you don't have friends though, 1v1s are completely fine as well. With that, we've reached the end of the video, and that's the moment for me to advertise my Discord server. We offer free coaching and paid coaching, but we also sell drop maps, and it's an overall really good improvement server. It's really nice community. So if you want to join my Discord server, just type the link you see on the screen, or just use the link in the pinned comments. Anyways, with that being said, goodbye.